Growing up, what did you want to become? Or better still, what did you envision your career life to be like? Because tonight on the show, I sit down with an individual who from way back knew what they wanted to be. Hello and welcome to Traktion. My name is Pasil Telewa, and tonight on the show, I sit down with Vikash Pattni, an Indian Kenyan based in Nairobi, Kenya, who speaks so much about what he's been up to, but most importantly, the villains of the Metropolis. A series that is on your TV screen in Netflix. And not just that, but even Vikash speaks to us about knowing from way back what really fulfilled him, acting. I hope you enjoy his story. What do you love about being in radio? Let's start from there.
Being in radio? Oh, it's interesting that you asked me that. My co-host was telling me that today, that she's been a banker for the longest years and she's been awarded as, you know, the best employee,
of the year.
Yeah, somebody who brings so much, you know, accounts, and now she's diverted into a different field and she's making it there as well. Yet the satisfaction that radio gives and the recognition that she gets out of being a radio presenter equals to none. So I think it's the connection that you build, because you build memories, right? You play a song that reminds somebody of something that they were doing or somewhere they were when they first heard the song.
Yeah.
That's the power, I think.
And don't you feel like radio is not giving you a lot of, you know, visuals? Because you are equally a visual person.
It's not giving me equal visions. I actually like the way that radio is, you know, and it's interesting how the sound is so different from what the visuals do.
Yes.
Because if you think a lot about the mind, most of our thoughts are based on what we've seen as opposed to what we've heard.
Yeah.
So I think radio does that for me. You imagine, if you hear a song, you imagine how you'd visualize that playing, as opposed to when you see a yellow dress and then immediately I remember, there was a song where this person was wearing a yellow dress. Was that too deep?
It's not too deep.
Okay.
And there's something about you. I know you're born in Kenya, raised and brought.
Yeah,
and we were just talking about how everything has changed from when you started your career till now. Things are really expensive. Things are being done differently. However, I'd like you to, you know, to start with me from where it all started. Because besides being a radio host, you are also an actor and an MC. So tell me how it all started and also where you were born.
So born in a hospital.
That is obvious. That is not really obvious, by the way.
As opposed to being downloaded, which I feel in a few years maybe will be the case.
We're going to get there, yeah.
I was born at the Aga Khan Hospital. My mother's born in Mombasa. Father was born in Zanzibar and then he moved to Kenya.
Yeah.
I used to live in Ngara for a lot of my childhood years. And I mean, I always had that desire to be a performer. And then it was different, you know, there was no labeling to it, you know, saying this guy is an attention seeker or this guy wants attention. That time it was just about, he wants to make people laugh, or he wants to entertain us.
Yes.
Then when we grew up and I don't know, phones came and internet came, now we started getting labels of stop seeking validation and stop being an attention seeker and all of that. That time we were just doing it for the joy of it.
Yes.
So in schools when I'd take part in plays, and I mean, even then it was different, because I think the first time I ever played something on stage, I was playing a chokora, and it's interesting how that then was a big lesson, and nothing's really changed even today in filming.
Yes.
Because I remember to play that role, I had to take a t-shirt that I don't normally wear, destroy it, you know,
Yes, so that it can fit
nayo,
your role.
to fit the role.
Yeah.
You cut holes in it and you do your own thing. Until date, in most of the films, you're expected to come with your own outfits. And then you have to, like, wear your own shirt, wear your own trouser.
Yeah.
Like in the last movie I did, they told me, do you have a blue shirt? And I said, yeah, I
Wait,
do.
are you not dressed up?
No? You guys are dressed up? I'm being gone?
We are dressed up. Yeah, we are dressed up. You're done for makeup and all of that.
Okay, no.
They need to prep you.
No, no. Well, some of them, maybe 1 or 2 sets I've been on, they dress you up. They give me suits and all, but most of them you just go with your own
You
stuff.
just ask, do you have a pair of shorts?
Yeah. This colored shorts, this colored thing, bring your own stuff. And more often than not, you don't go back with the way that shirt looked like on day one. Because it's either destroyed and now you just have to throw it, or, I don't know, somebody bebas it.
What made you like acting?
The fact that you can be in the same body but in a different mind. And you can get into someone's mind and think in a different way and look at life with a very different perspective.
Yeah. Your cultural, difference, which basically stands out.
Yeah.
You're of Asian origin,
Yeah.
even though born in Kenya.
Yeah.
But what has that added to, your career? What value has it added to your career? And what is it that it's taken away from you?
I don't know if it's added anything, to be honest.
Yeah. Come on, Vikash, stop it.
No, for
Yeah.
real. I don't know what it's added, because I've been having this debate a lot, even at work where I work. It's funny because to Kenyans, somebody with my skin feels Mwindi, Indian. And to the Indians who come to work in Kenya, they think I'm Kenyan.
They still don't feel you're Indian enough.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't think you're Indian.
Yes.
They think you're Kenyan. And the Kenyans think you're Indian.
Yes.
So we're just the table tennis between the two, man. They just keep swinging you here and there. So I don't know which of the two will ever accept us.
And remember the conversation you were having just prior to us sitting down was like, have you ever felt like there's competition when casting for these roles?
Yeah,
Auditioning for
I
them.
think that's what the addition is. The addition that my skin has done is given me an insight into a different culture. Being brought up in Kenya, I feel like I'm very much Kenyan as anyone else.
Yeah.
When there's power rationing, I'm suffering as much as anyone else is. When there's taxes, I'm suffering as much as anyone else. Yes, it's not to say that we are the same, of the same status, or a lot of things we are privileged. Because I have a lot of friends who are Kenyans, and when I hear their struggle stories, my story is like cute in front of theirs. So it's not to take away from that and to say, oh, no, we suffer as much as well. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel like I'm as much Kenyan as anyone else is, because I've not really lived in India or studied in India, or I've just done everything of mine is done in Kenya.
In Kenya. And have you been in a situation where somebody thinks you can't understand Swahili, and so
plenty
they're trying to sort of rip you or something of the
Plenty
sort?
times.
Tell me about those experiences.
But they're smart like that, because
Yeah.
they don't talk in Swahili. They'll talk the gao na pire.
They talk in
The
Kikuyu.
Kikuyu, the Luo,
Yeah.
the Kalenjin.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't understand that. It's off late now that we know the shang of a couple of words that we will pick up. But I shop for my clothes at Toy Market, Adams.
Yes.
And I just know, like, if I go to shop something, I'll be ripped off. Or a t-shirt that's worth, I don't know, would be given to...
Like 250 or something.
Yeah, if you went to buy that same t-shirt, you'd get it for probably 200 bob. They'll sell it to me at 600. Or they'll start it off at 1,000 and then bargain and come down to 600.
Poor thing.
So
Yeah.
those ones you just... make do
Nowadays you won't be like, madhe hapana. Kuna vile hiyo tishoni
with.
this price.
So they look shocked,
Yes.
like...
They'll be like,
they-
oh my
they-
gosh.
unaongea Kiswahili?
Uh-huh.
Sasa lazima sinisanifu pia.
So let me know how you you get into a new project, how do you get to know about auditions happening, and how do you, pick out a particular role based on what you're auditioning for?
Oh, that's interesting. Because audition calls, well, it's much easier today than it was when I started off in 2010.
Because of social media.
Social media.
Yeah.
That time I didn't even know where to start. I didn't know who to approach. How will I know about auditions? In fact, the reason why I did graphic design is so that I could design posters for auditions, so that I'll know. And then that's how I thought. That was my thought process.
Yes.
I have a feeling.
Is it more based on who you know and who knows you?
Of course.
Who has
of
met
course,
you, who has interacted with you?
Yeah, it's very much based on who you know. It's interesting you say that, because
Yeah.
it was about, I think, 5-6 weeks back. I was called for an audition, and I went there, and there was a big director, and it was a choice between me and another
Indian guy.
another brown skinned guy. He was
Yeah.
not even Indian, I think.
Yeah,
He was some
yeah.
different. He originated from a different country, but we both had brown skin. This guy was very nervous. Maybe it was his first acting job, or he was
Yes.
visibly very nervous. He
Yeah.
couldn't get his lines and everything. And I've been doing this for a while, so I had my
So you
lines
just-
like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. And they started taking measurements and everything, and then I was told, uh, you were a better actor, but this guy fits the role,
Why?
so we'll coach
What
him.
was the change?
I don't know. And that convinced me, because this is not the first time it's happened. It just convinces me, I think brown guys are just props.
But do you think also that sort of approach has watered down the creativity that we have in the industry, especially in Kenya?
It does, but you know what I feel?
Mhm.
I don't think we make things here out of the love for the art, or the love for the passion, or the passion for
the art.
The art.
Yeah.
I think it maybe starts off like that. The idea starts off like that, but then it all boils down to the money,
Affordability.
affordability.
Because when you're not too experienced, then you're not too expensive. We can pay you whatever we want to pay
yeah, and we just want to get the stuff
you. Done.
done and get it sold. We get our money and we move on to the next project. Like, even if you think of a lot of content that we make, how much thought is really put into this scene should be completed without fail, so that we can link it to the other. And we know how shoots happen here. If they tell you 2 hours, 2 hours will go in just waiting for
Into
this person.
almost the whole day.
Yeah, lighting.
Yeah.
And then that's an expense to the production. So if you don't finish all your shoots within that day, you'll have to rehire or the place
The
to shoot for
equipment
the
as
next day,
well,
for
yeah.
the equipment, which they don't want to do. So what they do is, whatever's been shot today is just somehow cut, edited, and mixed with the next scene. Many of the times it doesn't even make sense, but they can't help it, because you've got to complete the product with all the limited resources that you have.
The whole selling, or rather, it may not be affecting you, personally. But once the product is done, the product needs to get to the customer.
Yeah.
And I liked this particular product called the Villains of the Metropolis.
Hey.
That was nice for me. I don't know if it's just because it was on Netflix, but I'd like that Jack tells me how everything was like.
Yeah.
How was the casting? How did you feel in that role? And everything. I want to hear all of that.
Villains in the Metropolis, wow, it's something very special to me. Not just because it's ended up on Netflix, that's an added advantage. But
Yeah.
again, how it started, I was just chilling on a Sunday. I was at home. There's somebody called PR who was the continuity person on a set that I was acting on
Yeah.
years before.
Yeah.
And she just randomly gave me a call and she said, "Are you free right now?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "There's a movie we're shooting. Would you want to come and act in it?" And I was like, "Right now?" Like, now. It's like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "Okay." And then they discussed they gave it to the casting guy. He's like, "Okay, we have this much budget only, and if you can just please come and bring the blue shirt." This is where it came from.
Yes.
"Do you have a light blue shirt?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." "Leather jacket?" I said, "Yeah, I do." sent me the location, and I went there. And while driving there, I'm thinking, you started shooting a movie without casting the guy. How does this sound? Like, why are you casting the guy while
I
you're shooting?
know.
And then it turns out, I don't know what had happened. It was not meant for me from the start. They probably had somebody else. And then for whatever reason, that didn't work out. And now I was just like, you know, the saving grace. Like, come and just,
Like the last minute.
yeah, like
yeah.
this guy will come through. And I came through. So I went there, we shot for, I think it was the opening scene of my character coming in. And then the next day we were supposed to shoot the next scene that follows the opening scene. But for some reason that didn't work out, so we shot the climax scene. And they didn't tell me that I'm getting shot. So now my blue shirt has a hole and has all the blood on it. And this is my favorite blue shirt. There it is.
They're going to buy you another one after they hear this.
Oh, they still did.
Yes.
And then the third day we shoot the scene that was supposed to be in between these two scenes. But now I have blood and a hole in my shirt.
So you cannot use the same
So I can't
shirt.
use the same shirt.
Yeah. What happened later?
I think I just put on a jacket or something. It was a very small scene.
Yeah.
So this is the journey of Jack, and it was just, I think, for a change, I didn't finally have to play something that, you know, generally most of the stories are always Indian guy is in love with the African girl.
Yes.
Either it's
So
a
that
comedy
was
or
a
it's a drama.
different detective-ish.
Yeah,
you know,
this was
yes.
like, yo,
very, you know, serious. And
play like something
yeah.
macho,
Yes,
you walk in,
yeah.
there's action.
How did you feel being in Jack's shoe? And what really did you like about being Jack?
Jack was just like, you know, I had a lot of references for Jack, because most of the karaos we see here,
Yes.
they're like
Are
that,
more
very
like the Jack
uptight,
type.
and, you know, they look at you suspiciously. So that was the whole idea of it. So I knew the reference point I could use, and I'd been training in action for a long while, so I wanted some medium to showcase that, and that was just perfect.
That was a really nice part of seeing you globally.
Yeah?
Yeah, and many people look at that part and they think it just got there very quickly. So take me through how many local TV dramas you've done for you to get to, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Do I even remember all of them? Oh, I remember it started off
They've
with
been quite many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 2011 is the first time I shot for TV.
Yeah.
It was just, I think, 2 scenes. No, it was an actual episode.
So you're lucky you haven't been an extra, have you?
I have been.
You
an
have
extra.
been?
So,
Were
oh,
you?
yeah. No.
Okay.
Used to just be there in the background. But it started with Inspector Mala. I had an episode there. That's where it all started. And then once in a while I would get called for like one scene. You have like, there's been times like maybe I've just had one word. So they've called me on set from 7 a.m. and then they shot that one word at 10 p.m. at night.
Oh, poor thing.
And
Yeah.
I'm playing like a waiter, and I've said, okay, ma'am. And that was it. My big one then was, in fact, on KTN, there was a series called Prem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my kind of constant thing that I did for a while. It was my constant gig for at least, I think, about a year. And then there was Mr. and Mrs. Singh, and then there was Vashita, which was the big one.
Yeah. So which one of all of that, you know, opened the doors for you? Was a breakthrough for you?
Well, I don't feel like anything's opened doors yet. I'm still accessing through chimneys. But
yeah.
really. But yeah, I think Vashita put me to many people's houses. But I was disguised, you know. I was always dressed as a
Yeah, you always looked different. So yeah.
For a long time, no one discovered it as me. But the thing that I was really proud of course, Vashita is very close to my heart because it ran for a long time and it was something fun and all. I did an episode on crime and justice. That was really something I was like, hey, this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me what advice you'd give to, you know, people that are looking up to the industry and hoping that someday they can pick up roles like you picked up and, you know, who are looking forward to be in people's living room and basically just having the same passion as you do.
I don't know if I'm the right person to give you that advice because I don't have the nicest things to say. But I just feel, we're not at the point where we get options of choosing, I don't want to play this role, I want to play this role.
Yeah.
We get like, there's this option, there's this role, do you want to take it? If you're not taking it, like casting guys are the ones who are on Tinder for actors because they just swipe you and select you and reject you.
Yeah.
So we are in on that side of the perspective. We've not got to this side where we are selecting and rejecting roles. But I just feel like we're in a very lucrative market. Of course, there's a lot of things coming up. Know your why. Know why you're getting into it. Describe it well.
Yeah.
Know what is it exactly that you want to get into acting for. Is it for the fame? Is it for the money? Because the money, let's be honest, it's not really there as such. Fame can last you for some time, and if you get some really good gigs, maybe it will last you for a while. But then again, it doesn't suffice your soul. So I feel like the reason why I got into the performing arts was to feed my soul.
Everybody now coming up on TikTok and all of those platforms, coming up thinking they can act. Let talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I just feel like, fame is much easier to get today than it was maybe a couple of years ago. And everyone, I think one of the important elements of performing arts used to be confidence. And it feels like today confidence is not a problem for many.
It's not.
Yeah, everyone's confident. Everyone's dancing on the streets. Everyone's dancing in the malls. Everyone's just shooting something. Everyone's doing comedy. Everyone's singing. Confidence is not that much of an issue. Everyone can put up a video of them.
Creativity and talent
Is an issue. Consistency is an issue. How to
Yes.
come up with something creative day in, day out. Because if you think about it, radio is consistent. You just got to,
Yes.
how hard can it be once you've mastered the art of the flow or your delivery, then you can talk on radio. And once you've overcome that fear of, oh, how many people are listening to me, you can be on radio. But then for you to last on radio, you've got to come up with something creative day in, day out. Every single day has to be something wow. Or you can try to at least get there. And I think it's the same when we're creating content. To create content is not hard,
It's not hard.
or maybe it is, but like to create creative content is hard because you can get creative blocks easily. You can be stagnant. You can get, you can get tired of being in a certain field. So to build that creative stamina takes time. And I don't think a lot of people get that stamina.
Besides the hard economic, environment, haven't you ever, even once, considered of changing your location path?
No, I mean, it's never come to that point where I've had that option. While other friends were going to UK, only UK I could go to was Nakumatt, UK. Even that closed down. So I don't know. Like it's never come to me that the only time I thought of relocating, I had thought of relocating once or twice, was within Kenya. I wanted to move to Mombasa. I thought I'd become a beach boy there. Or I'd move to Kisumu because I felt like the air there is so nice. But no, not outside. I mean, just the thought of even relocating a country and how much money it would cost, or
And starting over.
starting all over again, that just, I don't know, it doesn't seem practical in my head. If the opportunity comes, why not? But so far, nothing has come. Hopefully, some producer somewhere sees and says, I want to cast this guy.
I got something for you, Vikash.
Oh, it's a plane ticket? Are you sending me somewhere? Relocating
I'm
me?
going to be sending you soon out,
Okay.
but not just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so today I just want you to keep yourself a little bit warm.
Oh!
I got you something.
Oh, this is cool.
And I'd like that I see how it fits,
Ah,
so that you don't say that the last time I bought a cloth, it was how many years ago. I don't know the last time you bought a hoodie for yourself.
hey, I like this.
You
This is smart.
Do you wear black?
Like now I'm your official billboard. Wow.
Why can't you be
What
positive?
what a thought process. I love this.
You
Like,
better be a nice billboard.
I will. I
Yeah.
will. Done deal, man. This is cool. I like even the material, man.
Yeah, it's really nice, fantastic
It
quality.
smells like it's
Put
from
it on.
UK, man. In this heat, I'll put it on at night.
No, put it on. Let me see how you look.
Oh, I miss my hairstyle, you know.
I'm gonna help you straighten it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it's warm. The sound guy is going to kill me. He's just going to hear.
You're not production, so that should be less of your problem. Look at you. Aren't you happy? Don't you like it?
I love it. Cool, thank you.
So what should you expect from Kenya to the world?
What should we expect?
From Kenya to the world, yeah.
Expect this lady. She's gonna take over. World domination.
You're now an MC.
Huh? Hell, talk, man, talk.
Yeah. and now that you're turning into an MC, I want you to speak to me about how you thought of diversifying, because there is something about Kenya that if you don't put your eggs all over,
Yeah.
your hands are gonna be burnt.
Oops.
Yeah.
Hands,
like
not fingers.
Oh, fingers.
No,
Fingers. I think your
hands.
finger's gonna be burnt like that lady's.
Oh?
Yeah.
Well, then you'll find somebody else then.
Would you say you have a fulfilling career from a personal perspective?
I'm satisfied. I don't know if it's
Great.
fulfilling.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that I'm happy. I'm content. Of course, I would want to do more. I'm not just saying that, I've done my dream roles or anything. Sky's the limit. I'd love for somebody to say, oh, we loved what you did in Vashita or Crime and Justice or Villains in the Metropolis, and we'd like to expand it bigger and give you a more complex role to play.
And stuff, yeah.
And then do some cool stunts, get on the bike and do some crazy stunts or something, fight scenes. I'd love to do that. I'd like to choreograph an action sequence and do all those kind of things, So I have dreams. We'll manifest.
And I wish you the best in your dreams. Thanks so much
Oh, thank
for your
you.
time. I
No,
really
thank you for
appreciate that you created
I like
time
this.
for us. And I wish you all the best.
Yeah, I'm going to roam around with you on my back.
You're going to be the best billboard ever.
Oh, yeah. Can I say you have my back? Because you literally do.
You're in my heart as well. We're proud of what you guys do.
Okay.
We see your works, and we want to tell you, even when the environment is too difficult, you have to keep going for yourselves and even be lenient enough for your fans.
Man.
Yeah.
Thank you. In this text-filled world, that feels like a ray of hope. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure too. I hope you learned a little bit about this Indian-Kenyan actor. Many thanks for watching the show tonight, and make sure you join us again next Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time, only on KTN News. And if you have a story you'd like to share with us, please don't hesitate. Give us a write through Traktion at standardmedia.co.ke or DM us on our social media platforms at Traktion. You can also give me the honor to follow me on my social media platforms at Pasil Telewa on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube for more behind the scenes and many other amazing stories. But until then, I hope to catch up with you again soon, same time, same place.